is a UK-based company with a 30-year-old establishment, and they are the innovators of the concept tool dispensing system with more than 60,000 units sold across the globe, and they have operations in 45 countries. Well, all renowned organizations are always looking for ways to optimize their inventory management processes and achieve maximum efficiency. Supply point systems is specifically designed to help organizations do just that. This system provides real time visibility into your inventory, enabling you to make informed decisions and streamline your processes. Rizwan, who is currently handling the distributor network and sales network, as well as the sales function for intelligent industrial vending machines. He has sold more than 500 industrial vending machines in the country, in India, and the number is growing further and taking supply point to the corners of the country. Rizwan has worked in capital equipment industry for the past 15 years with exposure to multiple industry verticals in manufacturing, packaging, automotive, chemical, and pharmaceutical verticals. He has an expert level knowledge in industry automation, right from application development to implementation. With his business acumen and market analysis, he's got good hands. uh, he's got a good hands-on approach when it comes to selling high-valued equipment. Rizwan, a very warm welcome to you to our panel.
Thank you.
It's great having you on the show as ever. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Anand. First of all, good to see you once again. And Anand, I believe you are growing young day by day. So uh, good to see you and be a part of this event, Samurai Awards, once again in this year.
Thanks.
It was a pleasure to be with you last year as well, along with the entire team of Dynamic India manufacturing, and of course to mention Mr. Dinesh Mishra, who has been making a lot of efforts to bring up the exposure to the industries with the right solutions, with the right markets, and the right solution providers basically. So I would appreciate with the efforts Dinesh has been putting on with this uh, media. So that's one thing. And yeah, of course, with supply point now it's almost 6 years, and I am really happy to be part of this wonderful organization wherein we are spread across 45 countries, as you said, and we are growing every day. So I would say, like, every day is a new day. So we are taking out a lot of opportunities of these opportunities in the market, and we tend to have a good establishment once again, in the number of frames to be the best leaders across the world. So it's not only India, but it's across the world. We are the best in terms of volume, software, hardware, and the entire solutions. So thanks, Anand, to invite me on uh, today's live session, and really happy about this.
Rizwan, so last year, as you mentioned, was a great show, and our readers and viewers must know that Rizwan and his organization Supply Point, as he shared with us, has have been supporting us right from the beginning, and it's thanks to them in a great measure that we are able to reach you, dear readers, dear viewers, with all the industry expertise and experiences that you hear from us, from dynamic manufacturing, from industry samurai, all the panels. It's all very thanks to him, thanks to Rizwan. He's a great supporter of the DMI brand and our event, and thanks in large measure to his friendship and support that we are able to come to you, dear readers, with the thoughts and the expertise. Thanks so much, Rizwan, to you and
Thank
your
you.
organization once again for staying with
Thank you.
us. And now, Rizwan, you have a wonderful presentation to share with us. But before that, Rizwan, a line in the introduction caught my fancy, which was about your market acumen, your market
Yeah.
analysis expertise, and your market acumen. Can you tell
Well,
us briefly about your association with Supply Point that goes back about 6 years, and to what extent your market acumen, your market insights, expertise have been of advantage to you in this association, to you as well as the organization.
Right. So, see, Anand, I would first of all like to mention that Indian market is growing, every year on year, as you can see, past 2 years post-COVID, we have seen a lot of industrial verticals that have come up. They are investing a lot and they want to implement new technologies. Now, Indian market are basically influenced by the business owners who have been doing the business for the generations, so the ones who are, carrying on the legacy coming up with their families and forefathers, and they are pulling it ahead. So somewhere down the line, what we see is Indian market is more influenced by the owner-driven companies, wherein these owner-driven companies are, the number one suppliers to the OEMs. Uh, those OEMs could be automotive segments or electronics and whatnot. So as we could see, India is more about owner-driven companies. We see a segment and a vertical over there which is really vast and huge. And they are the ones who are not really aware about this technology of industrial vending. And that's where, you know, uh, we had a leverage from DMI as well last year, wherein we got introduced to a lot of owner-driven companies in the country, and the ones who were carrying their business process through the manual entries, manual logbooks, and the 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 old legacy methods are now enabled with this technology. So our objective was to bridge out this gap, bridging the gap wherein the awareness and the implementation. So awareness was the first stage where I believe we have already crossed and we have reached more than thousands of our contacts, and who are really looking forward to have our technology within their premises. Definitely, it will happen over the period of years and it will go on. But then my point over here is to convey you that earlier people were not really aware about this technology. Okay, there is something in the market which can be used in my shop floor and can act as a system in itself to control my inventory. So why not should I invest and get this system in my premises? So that's a thought process which has been really grabbing the minds across the country now. And as you see, the feedback from our existing customers, the word of mouth. See, we are not really much doing with the marketing campaigns and all, but our customers are coming through a lot of references. So the one who uses it, he gives me, multiple references. So that's where, we are penetrating in the cities like Rajkot, we are penetrating in the cities like Nasik, Aurangabad. So you can see these are not the tier one or the metro cities, but we are going to the corners of the countries, and that's how we believe more we interact with the owner driven companies, more will be the business coming around.
Wow, that speaks volumes of the success that you are experiencing, and that is, I guess, thanks to the efforts that you've been making. Indian market is not an easy market to crack, and one has
Yeah,
to understand the psychology, the philosophy,
correct.
the business philosophy that the owner-driven companies follow. So, congratulations is one on that. May you prosper even more, and even sky should not be the limit for the success that you achieve in this market. You have a wonderful presentation to share with us, Rizwan, and I'm
Yeah.
full of questions, even without seeing that presentation. And after the presentation, I'll have loads of questions, tons of questions, such as the top demand drivers for your business and such like. Let's have your presentation for our
Sure,
viewers.
sure. So let me share my screen with you.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, I can. Absolutely
Perfect.
clear. Yes.
Perfect. So that's where we are. So we are the industrial intelligent vending machine manufacturers based out of US, wherein we have more than 60,000, in fact 65,000 machines across the world, and we are growing every day. So why exactly we are discussing this today? Because Anand, I understand you have a number of questions. So my each slide will have a lot of questions because these questions will generate a lot of curiosity in the audience as to exactly why and how the system will help them to optimize their inventory in their factory. So, see, Anand, we are addressing simple needs and very basic needs of our customers. So, we talk about the toolings and the consumables within the factory. So, where they need it and when they need it. So, these are two important questions. So, I need some toolings. I need some tooling at X machine on X job. So that's my need. And when I need it is the right time. So I need to get a right tool in the right time so that I can execute my production process efficiently. So that's where you can see the question, how much are these inefficiencies costing you? So it's a simple question. As a management, you need to understand who has taken what, how many, for which job, for which machine, and for what purpose, and whether he has returned it back or not. If he has returned it, then what is the productivity I have? If I don't measure all these things, then am I justifying my process? I think no. And this was the old uh, you know, legacy things that were going on with the basic process where you had a person making a logbook, a log entry, writing in the register, putting that register in the Excel sheet, and then going it to the ERP process, which is a long process. And being humans, we all tend to miss out or misinterpret the data also. So these are the multiple questions, where we help our customers to have a better control on the inventory. Not only the inventory, we also help them to manage the assets or could be the stocks which are required every day or every month, and it needs to be maintained above the a certain level. So that's where we help our customers to take control of their entire inventory. And of course, there is a simple question in my mind as a owner of a business. Like, I have an inventory carrying cost of 1 crore, but do I really know what is the inactive inventory right now with me? Probably if I ask this question right away to any business owner, he would be, a bit paused because he doesn't know the exact answer. What is the inactive inventory right now within his store? So that's where we are. We can help him to have a day on day, track of all these parameters. So I'll move on to the next slide because it's quite interesting and you will get more questions in your mind as and when you look on to the next slides. So I understand you have seen such kind of stores in the factories, uh, in any business, any organization where they have their inventory. So they have this kind of store. It means it's a manual process. They are not having a control on their items and the consumables. So these bins, these racks, they show how easily anyone can pick up any item and walk out. So how do you track them? How do you monitor them? And how do you trace a particular X item kept in these thousands? So that's again a big question. So that's where we are, wherein these are different challenges in having a manual process of controlling the inventory. So first of all, unorganized and inefficient, time consuming, and prone to have a wrong or you know item which is really not required and could be the substitute or could be a wrong item lifted by the operator. Then we talk about the limited visibility, the traceability issues. So I need an item in time on my machine. If I doesn't get it, then there's a downtime and I waste with my productivity. Difficulty in identifying the trends. So when we talk about the trends, so you know, like this is my tool usage for past 3 months. So this is the inventory I should maintain in my system. So whether I'm really maintaining this many quantities or I'm maintaining more. If it is more, then that's a surplus, and if it is less, then it may, make me suffer because of the shortages. So we help the customers to identify the right trend for a particular item or a consumable at a micro level so that they can define the right quantity that should be ordered in the over coming days. And more about safety concerns to keep a track of lifespan of tools, products, their durability and all. So these are more questions when it comes to handling the inventory manually. Now these are supply point machines, different models, how they look like on the right side, what you see. But what they do is, so we help our customers to and store the items in these drawers, carousels as per the volume and the size, and
Sorry,
give a
Rizwan.
biometric access
Can
to the respective.
can you start again this particular sentence from the first point? Your voice was breaking for a moment there. From
Okay, I'll
yeah,
start
from
again.
yeah,
So,
please.
see in this slide, you can see different models of our variants available for our customers, which are customized and bespoke solutions. So we identify a right drawer and a right compartment size for our customers. So that's where we define and identify a right machine for a particular customer and help them to store their inventory in these machines. Now, what happens when you store the inventory in these machines is you give a biometric access to all the operators. So let there be 100 or 200 or 500 operators on the shop floor. They have their biometric access. They'll come to the machine, log in, check the item they require for a particular job and machine, and withdraw a particular tool. Now, that's where we help the customer to measure the life cycle right from withdrawal to returning back of the particular scrap or a used tool. If it is a used one, you can use it for the next cycle as well. So that's how we have optimized the usage of the consumables. Now, most important is our customer shop floor should never run out of tools in use that they need, maybe in the night shifts. So say, for example, if there's a store that is locked in the evening, 5:30, and the person will come next day morning. So either he'll put up the important tools in a tray, keep it in the custody of a production manager, or simple as that, he'll lock and go away. So that's where the second and third shift operators face a lot of issues regarding the availability. So these machines doesn't needs to be kept in the store. They can be kept on the shop floor where the machines are. So it's 24 by 7 available for all the operators. And yes, of course, what we talk about is automatic reordering system. So once an operator has taken a tool, he has withdrawn, he has done the work, returned back the scrap. And once the level goes to a particular uh, minimum stock level, that is MSL, the system will automatically reorder and send a request, a refill request to the person who are the stakeholder of this particular system. So automatic ordering helps them to get the items faster and have a lean approach for their inventory level. And that's how we improve the process, and we try to eliminate all the inefficiencies that we have been looking around. So that's another application that we have with us. We talk about asset management. So there are a lot of electronics and there are a lot of items, high value items in the factories that could be scanners, laptops, computers, printers, and whatnot. And these all items needs to be, kept in a right location that can be mapped at any point of time. So we can give a login credential to a particular IT management team or a person who is responsible to manage all these items. Say, for example, Anand, I'll get you a little more closer to this asset management concept now. I'll relate this concept to CNC machine shop floor. Now, on the shop floor, there are hundred of CNC machines where each machine has some critical spare. So if there is a breakdown, that spare should be easily available and it should be replaced within least time so that the machine is back to normal, right? Generally, what happens is if there is a breakdown and the part is not traced where it is kept, there's a panic on the shop floor. And sometimes we have also seen our customers, finally ordering a new one, wasting a day or two to get that spare and then getting the machine on. So our objective here is to maintain the spares for the CNC machines in the right volume, right locations with 100% traceability to identify which item is kept in which cabinet and where it can be used. So that's where we help our customers to manage their assets as well. And moreover, if there are any items that needs to be charged while they are not in use, you can use our cabinets for that as well. So tagging is possible. You can tag the items. You can tag with the barcodes and maintain the barcodes within the software. So that's very easy and good to go. This is all about asset management. Anand, this is a small video that we have with us. I would like to share this video with all of you. So you might have got a bit idea about how the hardware looks like. So these are drawers, these are carousels, and there are multiple dimensional drawers that can be designed and configured as per the customer's needs, And most important is these are all, tamper proof. So you have seen the person was trying to open the drawer with a screwdriver and still he couldn't do that. So that's where, we are one of the best in robust systems, which are easy to go, easily configured, and well to maintain. Um,
Interesting.
so
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Please.
So now I'll just brief you about Ventel. So this is a new user interface that Supply Point has launched this year in August, and it's available now on all our machines that are coming to India. Now, the good part of this Ventel is it's as easy as we handle our mobile touchscreen. So you can uh, slide the screen, you can enlarge the item, you can rotate the item. If you have the images of a particular item stored within the system, you can zoom in, zoom out, see the dimension. You can flip it, and so on. So it's a very easy to go touchscreen user interface, just like a mobile uh, that we have in our hands. So that's a new UI that we have launched in August and is coming up with all our new machines. And these are different hardwares. These hardwares are customized and configured based upon the requirement. So it's not something like we offer a standard product, in the market, but these products are identified only when we understand a particular requirement from a customer. So that's progressive drawers, basically used for inserts, toolings, and small items, wherein we do not drop the item as we see generally in the vending machines. The items are rolled out with the coil and they are dropped down in the receiving box below. So we do not have that system. So these drawers are very easy to open, where the access is given for a particular location and the operator can remove those drawers, those items. So these are 28 level and modulos, so steel drawers as well as plastic drawers, so that the material surface cannot get damaged. So we have plastic drawers for them, and you can have 100% track of returns, reuse, scrap, and everything. These are carousels. So now, any lab, medical lab, or any workshop or a factory where they have bulk stock, or in hospitals there are PPE kits, there are safety equipments that needs to be managed. So you can use our rotopoint machine in these different areas. So RotoPoint are very simple and very easy, accessible to the people with a drum based system, where a drum is having different locations, and you can keep your items within these locations. These are lockers. So we have see-through as well as completely steel door lockers. So if you are okay to let people see what's lying inside, you can have glass front. But if you want to hide out all those items as well, you can have steel front doors. And these cabinets are again customized based on the needs. Any machine can become a standalone, that is with a computer and a user interface. And any machine can become a add-on machine. So it can be added up to the master frame. So that's how these machines are so easily integrable with each other. And these are the simple drawer-based systems as well. So you have seen such kind of systems earlier, which are manual in the factories, but we have the ones that are electronically controlled. And here is Ventel. So I would like to speak about some functionality of Ventel software. So standard reports as per the daily usage with the store admin or the production manager or the senior management. Plus, if you want customized report for your audits, for your ERP, for your SAP integration, that is also possible. Then we can help our customer with 100 types of reports. So there's no question about how we can help the customer to give their workflow. So these reports are not standard ones. These are all customized based on the factory to factory, based on workflow that are used at different levels. And those workflow can be replicated over here, or we can help them upgrade with our system also. So if they are going with a manual process, they'll upgrade to our system. So easy search, easy select. So as I told you, you can see the image of the item on the screen. You can touch the screen, select it, add the quantity to it, and go ahead. So there is not much of uh, you know uh, reading on the screen. So there is no stress on the eyes of the operators also. So like they just have to see visually and select the right item with entire toolkit functions, right from withdraw, return, exchange, retool, scrap, inventory adjustments, and whatnot. And also we have an expiry date control. So say for example, for gauge management, this is one of an important application we have started to work upon in India. uh, Gauge management is related to quality. So they have a number of micrometers, verniers, calipers, go, no go, ring gauges and all, and they need to calibrate them on time. But they need someone who will send them the reminder that this gauge needs to be calibrated. And you cannot hire a person to send this reminder every day. So that's where our system has taken care of all these things as well. And of course, we talk about the cost center. So right now, all machining shops are working on cost center. So the cost invested in a particular job and machine, you need to identify that. It's again available with us. We can discuss with the customer, we can identify their requirements and put it in place. So that's where Ventel is here. We are uh, available with Ventel now in India and good to go. Now, finally, I would like to summarize the process, how it goes. So this is your crib that is lying on the that is one of your stores, or your admin or the decision makers are sitting over here. These are the vending machines on the shop floor where the operators will consume the items as and when they require. Once they consume and the level goes to minimum stock level, the automatic smart reports are generated from the system. Now here you can have two different things. So one is if a customer wants an automatic order to be generated from the system and go to the supplier, that is also possible. So that supplier receives a PO directly from our system, and he gets the item and refills um, it with the vending machine. Second, you can break this loop over here, and these smart reports, the refill request can go to the store. So if the store is having a stock with them, they'll send the stock over here and refill the machine. So that's how the entire crib management goes on. So as I told you, so we help our customers to maintain their legacy by sending the reports directly to the store, or else if the customer wants to have a completely upgraded system, we can give them a direct ordering mechanism also. So that's where we are, Anand, today. Now, advantages of supply point. So I know you have few many questions with you, and I would like to answer those as well. But yes, these are secured, optimized end to end. So we are connecting the shop floor to the supplier, wherein we can maintain the minimum inventory level on right time. And we are helping supply chain companies to overcome their challenges, their shortcomings, because in case of supplies and all, because in the night, if there are no tools available, there are calls going to the supplier, can you please supply it by within an hour or something. So it's again a mess. And we are the ones who are giving you a important and a critical partner on your shop floor, who will be standing with you all time 24/7. So what do you expect to see? So as I told you, you can see modular drawer storage units, or and a user interface. Data analysis, I already told you. So you can maintain your data. You can dig in to do a lot of R&D, lot of analysis and whatnot. You can pivot your n number of parameters. You can find out reports respective to those parameters. Then you can use the system for kit management. You can use the system for retooling or resharpening. So few of our owner driven companies, they definitely send tools for resharpening so that they can use it again. you know so that's where again we have come down for us with a solution. And of course, with predictive analysis to improve the productivity and reduce the wastage. So that's where we are with what you can actually see on the shop floor. So The question is, what benefits can you expect in the first year after implementation? So, Anand, these are the real-time benefits actually we have measured. So it is not something that I have given you a number of 25 to 40%, which in itself there is a difference of 15% in between, But we have actually measured these numbers in India. So these are the numbers that have been optimized. So say for example, if you are having an inventory carrying cost of 1 crore annually, and forget about 25%, even if I'm giving you 10%, you have a savings of 10 lakhs. But what we have measured in India is from 25 to 40%. So you can understand how the requirements are generating right now in Indian market. So that's where we are, correct? Uh, then moving forward, we talk about the right inventory, right quantity in hand. Then we talk about the requirements, the stock outs, the panic button that has been, fitted in our mind when the items get exhausted or they run out from the stock. And also the purchase manager who is answerable for the surplus stock that has been carried in the stores since so many years. So we are supporting all the verticals in the particular factory. So we are supporting production, we are supporting stores, we are supporting purchase, and of course, they all are together supporting the business. So that's how Supply Point is helping our customers. Now, my question to all of you is, where do we go from here? And I would like all of you to answer this small question for yourself. What is the primary challenge that you face in your inventory management? Is it stock outs, overstocks? Is it inaccurate inventory data? Is it lack of real-time visibility? Or is it order fulfillment difficulty? So I leave you all with this question now, and I think you'll definitely come back to me to get answers for those. So Anand, I think you can ask me questions because I'm done with these slides now.
Love it. Excellent, excellent insight into what the manufacturers face on the shop floor when it comes to inventory management, uh, and particularly the tools management part of it, and what Supply Point is offering and has been successful in solving for a good number of Indian manufacturers. Now, obviously, the question that you asked, Rizwan, was where do we go from here? Now, that is the existential question I've been asking myself all my life, and I feel that when it comes to manufacturers, all of these challenges, stockouts and overstocks and inaccurate inventory data, lack of visibility, real-time visibility, in order, we have seen in the past, particularly 3 years, because of such tough conditions in the market, global market, geopolitical issues, vendor manufacturers have been dealing with these issues. Sometimes you don't have enough. The other times there's the bullwhip effect, as they call it in supply chain. A little bit of
Right.
uncertainty, the market can magnify the impact across the supply chain, and then the manufacturers tend to either overproduce or reduce their
Right.
production. They tend to overreact. So
Yeah.
the thing about the panic buying mode that you said, it's not just in buying, but it's across the manufacturing supply chain and with the suppliers. So I'm really happy to see the solution that solves a lot of these issues, that you have it on your fingertips, no matter where you are in the country or
Right.
the world, that you know the exact location, the availability of a particular tool that is sitting in your factory, in your on your shop floor, and then you have the ability to predict as well that when are you going to run out of these tools. That saves, and the 20% to 40% cost saving is eye popping. Absolutely, you're so right that MSMEs with turnovers running into 30 crores, 250 crore is the limit for MSME. And imagine the kind of savings, 20% to 40% of inventory cost savings, purchase cost
Right.
inventory savings. That right? If I'm terming it right, correct? Cost inventory,
Yes, absolutely.
inventory cost
The
savings, correct?
inventory carrying cost. Right, right.
Inventory carrying or
So
purchase
that's
cost.
that's basically that's inventory carrying cost.
Inventory carrying
So
and the
we are,
okay.
yeah. So annually we are reducing the inventory carrying cost. So that cost, say for example, MSME with a store having a value of 10 crores. So Anand, if they save, at least 10%. So I think they can use that capital in their business.
Absolutely. I mean, can go to a bank with the kind of savings that you're offering, saying
Yeah.
that Supply Point is our partner, and please finance our next business because we are saving 40%. That's huge. No, I'm not just kidding. I'm serious about this. So my first natural question to you, Rizwan, is that when you visit your customers' premises, their shop
Right.
floors, and in the last many years particularly, how do you see their inventory storage systems, inventory management, asset management systems, not only in the tier 2 or tier 3 cities where we do imagine that it will not be so advanced or sophisticated, but even in the metros, what is the general state of affairs when you visit your potential customers?
See, this is all past 6 years what we have been looking around, right from Delhi to the west to the south up to Chennai or Coimbatore. See, the customers, they have a similar kind of stores wherein, they have one person sitting up with a computer who is responsible for the process, and there are n number of people coming to him for, they're lined up basically to take the number of tools. And so we have seen the legacy method. A person comes to the stores, he fills up the issue slip. So that's my issue slip given to the store guy. Then the store guy has to read it correctly, understand the description, because the operator doesn't knows the item code. Correct. Operator doesn't knows the item code. He will mention the description, give it to the particular store guy, and now it's his job to identify that particular item code through the description, look for it in the store, go rack by rack. If he is not recalling where he has kept it, then he'll end up spending at least half an hour to issue a particular tool. So we have seen this general case scenario at many, or I'll say more than 95% of our installations where these things were there. But there are definitely few good companies who were maintaining a good store, who were having their tracking and traceability through the manual process in a better way. Perhaps again they all want to upgrade their system. So whether you take a company with a turnover of 30 to 40 crores, or you take a company with 200 to 500 crores, so the situation of traceability and identifying the right tool remains the same everywhere. So that's where we have seen, and we have done a lot of installations to help them.
With the next question, Rizwan, I want to uh, put up a cautionary statement to you that this is going to let out a business secret if you are absolutely transparent about it. So feel free. Um, so, can you tell us who are your most reluctant potential customers? Who are the kind of manufacturers who absolutely do not see any value in the kind of solutions that you offer? What type of customer? Why do they not? Why do they resist such solutions so much? What kind of industry verticals do they belong? For example, automotive could be the most sophisticated, but at the same time, they are so saturated with the kind of people that they're approaching them. So they have the abundance of solutions being offered before them. So, what are the customers who are the most reluctant, and which are the customers who are the most enthusiastic for your offerings?
See, I won't say any customer is reluctant to buy a machine. But the number of stakeholders involved in the buying process, if there are more number of people involved in the decision making process, it takes a lot of time for them to really understand on where and how this machine will help them, and how the system will really get down with their inventory carrying cost, because they need to identify, first of all, which process will be benefited, which area will be benefited, and how it will be benefited. If it will be benefited by 10 to 20%, then whether it is really worth it to, if it is only between 5 to 10%, then whether it is really required to invest this kind of system as on date, because there are few customers who are really organized and managing their inventory really well. So in that case, the optimization cost could be less. So they need to really understand and justify whether the ROI would be recovered within a year or two or not. So
What are
there
the
are,
typical verticals? Sorry to
yes.
interject, but I'm kind of curious.
So if
Some
you
verticals
talk
are
about
more
the,
adaptive to change, right? Such as automotive or
yeah,
aerospace, for example.
right.
Is that
See,
true, or is that just my impression?
See, I'll tell you, in automotive industries, where the stores are outsourced to a third party. So, say for example, if you take a large OEM who is into automotive car manufacturing unit, so they do not have their own stores. So it's all outsourced to a third party who will manage the entire inventory at their costs. So over there, even the OEM does not have a decision making rights. If, though they desire to have this system, but since the entire crib is given to a third party, it's not in their hands whether to influence them to buy uh, the system. So that's where the area comes. The large OEMs, large maybe the automotive manufacturers, who are having more than 1,000 odd people in their factory. There sometimes it is a challenge to understand who is the right uh, department to benefit out of this system. So the because see, it is not a productivity based solution. It is something where we are actually giving a bottom line savings to our customers. Now, I'll relate you with the owner driven companies. So when it comes to the owner driven companies, they are more concerned about where they can save the cost in the production and the machining shop. So they are the ones who are really, worried about their investments on the toolings. And also, even if there is a loss of a 500 rupee insert, it's a straight cut loss to them for in a day. And if 30 days we measure 500 inserts, one each every day, so it's a huge figure for them. So it's like
They are more
hiring a
interested
person.
in cost savings.
So that's where the owner driven companies, where there's a limited area, so 20, 40 machines, 50 machines, 100 machines. So there, we get a lot of opportunities where they are quickly taking the decisions and going forward.
That's fascinating. Now, Rizwan, the particular example that you shared of 20 to 40% of cost savings,
Right.
inventory carrying cost savings. If I
Right.
may ask, which particular vertical is this example cited from? And what are do these savings vary across verticals? And can you share some real life use cases from the aerospace industry and the automotive industry where you were able to produce such cost savings?
See, automotive industry, yes, we have done these kind of cost savings in a tool room itself. I would just like to mention that there are 110 operators in a shop floor, and they are working in three shifts, where the inventory carrying cost is approx you know 2 crores per month. So that's a huge amount in itself on monthly basis. And this shop floor being impacted with the union and all that stuff. So it was quite difficult for the management to handle the inventory and also have a check on each and every operator. So the management was sure, like if we implement the right system in right place, they would get a savings of around 34 to 35%. But when we installed these machines and did with our established process step by step, so within 6 months, the customer started to save 32%. So between 30 to 32% is what they actually saved from with this system. So yeah, there are a number of cases where we have actually seen resistance from the operators to use these machines also. So it happens in the industry. It's very uh, so we have to deal with the shop floor guys. We need to understand exactly where is the challenge, and we need to address that particular challenge.
Okay. Now, two questions that I have in mind, and the first is that what is the range of ROI time frame that 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 MSMEs on average, let's say, having the turnover of something around 10 to 15 crore or 10 to 20 crore average MSMEs, what is the ROI that they experience with your offerings? If you can, if you think you want to share that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's hardly 15 months to 2 years. So
Oh,
within 15 months to two
that's
years, our customers are measuring the result as well as the effectiveness of the system as well. So it's and see, Anand, I would like to make it a very simple for our audiences and the owners who are watching us right now. It is not a system wherein you should expect an ROI within a year or two. It is an asset that is getting installed for next 10 to 15 years within your factory. And for next 10 to 15 years, the yearly savings that you're getting out of this machine is the actual, capital that you are taking out from the uh, dead inventory and you can use it somewhere else. So you should have an exponential working on how this asset will work, give you the result for next 10 to 15 years. So that's what we talk about, and this is something really which helps our customers to take the calls.
so the final question on this is, Rizwan, that you spoke about customized reports that the system is
Yeah.
able to deliver to the operators, to the management, to the decision making team. Can you give us some examples of these customized reports, some of these reports that would have knocked the socks off the decision making team in terms of the surprises that they have thrown up, the findings that they have given to the team?
So the customization is so exactly when we talk to our customers, for the implementation and all, we try and understand exactly where is their pain area. See, because I can do A, B, C, D up to Z, but if he doesn't needs all these things, and if he needs only two to three important reports which are killing his time and investment, so it won't help him by getting. So my objective is not to give all the features which are not really required at that particular end. So if he requires just to maintain the job and machine with the tooling, so that's more than enough. So he can pivot a particular job against this job, how many tools we have invested, what is the cost for it, and for 24 hours what was the cost, so I can find out, simple as that. So my objective would be to address only the pain area where they are initially facing a challenge. Rest will walk in automatically. So I hope you are able to connect it. So if I'm addressing your pain area right now, rest all other factors will walk in right now, later on, because now the system is in place. So now I can do n number of reports, I can do n number of market strata, I mean the data strata, statistics and all. So I think That's how customers would really enjoy using our software.
Excellent, excellent. I would urge all our readers and our viewers to look this up, to see the all the offerings. Who haven't already, Rizwan would have already reached, and his communication would have already reached a good number of you, most of you via DMI. I'd urge everyone to have a look at what kind of savings, what kind of solutions, and there's so much needed in the Indian environment, as Rizwan rightly pointed out, that you need to really save and you really need to maintain the tools in an environment where they are not only protected but they can be traced and tracked, and that they can be predicted when they run out, when you run out of stock, as far as your tools are concerned. Thanks so much, Rizwan, for this wonderful, wonderful
Thank you.
session. um,
Thank you.
I asked all my questions. There are some questions remaining which I'll ask at the time of the event, where hopefully we're catching up in
Perfect.
Bangalore by the end of this week.
Perfect. Yes.
Great. Look forward to meeting you there, Rizwan.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anand. It was really wonderful to be with you today. And
Likewise.
hope to see you on 24th now.
Yes.